Alrighty, good morning everybody. It is Wednesday, August 31st, 2022. Let's go ahead and jump into our pre-market. There's not much to review from yesterday. Yes, if you go back, there were some really beautiful holds off some of our levels. Some great trades. You could have taken a lot of trades right off these levels and got less than 2 or 3 ticks of heat for some really great pushes. You could have shorted 84, the major eye level here, for some great pushes as well. And then the low of the day ended up being 4 ticks away from 39.63 half. So it came down, bounced at 39.64 half, right in front of it there, and then tried to break out to the upside and could never get through VWAP there and came right into 97 and failed. So a lot of great little opportunities yesterday if you did want to try some of those levels. A lot of them worked out really good, or they gave you a chance to get out if they didn't work. So let's go ahead and jump into this morning. I'm going to bring up the daily chart and take a look at everything here. So we've got the daily here is showing a little bit of a bullish divergence right now from yesterday's low. If you look, what happened was price closed here on the previous daily candle before yesterday's, up here about 40.30 half. We pushed lower, made lower lows, and then closed down even lower. RVI was basically flat and arguably even closed a few percentages of a point higher right there. So really nice bullish divergence on, well, a decent argument for a bullish divergence on the daily. Nothing else to really mention from this time frame. And then if you look down on the 4 hour, it's kind of like the last 2 or 3, maybe the yesterday and a few days before that, where we get a lot of really great bullish signals from the overnight low. And it just so happens that yesterday or the day before, the bullish signal did not have a daily it did not have the daily time frame on board, but this morning we finally do get what could be argued as is a daily bullish divergence. So now we have the daily, the 4 hour, and the hourly showing some good bullish signals from yesterday's low. And coming into the open here, you can see in the overnight session that the bulls held 64 half, again 1 point in front of our minor eye level, and have attempted to push up, but we're finding resistance. Interestingly enough, I shaded this region in last night, right here between this level we've been watching at 1575 and then 50% of yesterday's price action right there at 40.1850. So that was an expected resistance zone, being again a 50% retrace of this leg down, and also being these major swing lows I've been watching, and basically a minor eye level here at 1575. So the question this morning is going to be, if this signal is going to carry through. Of course, we're going to have pullbacks. It's not going to be a straight line. So maybe they hold here from the overnight low and attempt to go ahead and break out to the upside. Now, what's going to happen when that occurs, or if that occurs, nobody knows. We could come up, retest this high, get a double top and fail. The market could come up to 23.25 and fail. It could come up to the 61.8 retrace of yesterday's sell-off, which happens to be right around our next minor level there at 40.30, 40.30 half, whatever it is. Let me see, 40.30 half, and fail from there. Who knows? We could get through that, come right into this swing at 38, and fail from there. So there's a lot of things that could happen, but right now all the signals are pointing for an attempt to break out to the upside. We just have to see if the bulls are going to have the strength to do that. So let's take a look at the levels we're going to be dealing with here. If the bulls are strong enough to break out through yesterday's high up there at 40.7275, what are we dealing with here? We have the entire retracement, if you zoom all the way out, from the high we made at 43.27 half back in mid-August, all the way down to basically the lows of August that we made here yesterday. So if you draw a fib all the way across the whole leg down, we get our 3 major retracements back up. So just a little bit past the high of yesterday, you're going to come up into that 41.03 quarter level. That would be the 38% retracement. It's also that major swing low that I mentioned all the way back here. So this major swing low that's never been tested at think that's 0375, happens to line up with that first 38% retracement. Great little confluence right there. And then the 50% retracement is right up there at 41.46. And then the 61.8 retracement up at 41.88 3/4. So those would be the three major retracements back up to be aware of this morning. And then outside of those three major retracements, we do have those swing lows that I've been mentioning here. So the first swing low is this level here at about 40.99. Just beyond that is that retracement level we talked about. And then a little bit through that, we have the other major swing low here at about 41.10 3/4, 41.10 half there. Outside of that level, I'm trying to see here. Outside of that, I don't have anything else that really sticks out to me, except for the fact that the 41.45, let me zoom out again. Sorry. Outside of that 41.46, if you look, 41.46 essentially is this other major swing low I probably would have marked on the chart, but since the retracement is there, I'm just going to leave it like that, and that is this low at 41.47 half. So maybe I'll just throw it up there. 41.47 half coming across here. 47 half. 47 half. We'll make it a major swing high, swing low. So that's it. As far as levels above us, we have a few swings that I just mentioned. We have the three major retracements of this whole sell-off, and then we have the major and minor eye levels all in here. Down below us, if the market ends up selling off and we don't hold the multiple time frame signal from yesterday's low for the breakout to the upside, then the breakdown is going to bring us into all of our major and minor eye levels, all of the major retracements that we talked about in many previous sessions. And then we do have a couple swings that I would want to be aware of. Some of the swings actually line up perfectly with an eye level, so I don't have them marked because we have the eye level there already. But we do have this swing here at just about 39.09. That's a really prominent level that I would not be surprised to see some support at. Then we get into the major retracement we've already talked about in previous sessions. And then it comes down to this next major swing, which happens to be just a few points below 38.75. So if anything, this might be a little 2.5 point range between about 72.5 and 75 right there. So I'll just highlight it to remind myself if we get close to there that we have some interesting stuff right there. And then outside of that, maybe a much deeper, we have a couple levels here. We have 37.09 to 37.12 half, 37.13, and that's basically it. Everything else are major and minor eye levels you should already have on your chart. The final thing I want to talk about here is what's going on within the previous daily price range here. So we've got the attempt right now that we've been talking about to break out to the upside. So let me get rid of this and let's take a look right now. We're coming right into this level here at 4006, which has been a really, in fact, look here, yesterday we came right into it and then tried to break out to the upside right off that level there. It's been really relevant in the overnight session multiple times here. We've come in and failed, come in, and now we're testing again. So that would be our first line in the sand here this morning. Once they can bust through this, we're looking at a test of the overnight high. The overnight high itself does have a 4-hour bearish signal up there, but that's the only signal well, let me take that back. We have a 4-hour bearish signal from our overnight high, okay? But we don't have an agreement on the 60-minute chart, which gives me a little bit of a clue that we're probably going to come retest this, and maybe at some point we'll get a 60-minute in alignment with the 4-hour for the bearish signal, but we're not seeing it. With that being said, I do see it on the 30-minute, the 10-minute, I think maybe even the 3-minute off that overnight high. So every time frame up to the 4-hour has that bearish signal except for the 60-minute chart. So it's a good enough alignment for it to hold, but wouldn't be surprised to see them come back up and test it and then maybe get a 60-minute bearish signal before there's any type of pullback. So if we do get up into that area and we get through it, let's take a look. We've got that 1575 to 18 half there where we just failed from. If we get through there, again, we've got this, the minor eye level 23 quarter, and we do have this interesting double bottom swing here at just about, I'd say 27 to 28 or something, give or take a few ticks, 26 half to 26. It's 26 half to 27 half right there. That would be a potential trouble zone there, contention zone for the bulls as they push. And then we have that, again, that minor level that's been acting very, very well at 40.30 half. We've got this swing here, I think I just mentioned at 40.39. And then we're 40.42 to 40.44 again, which you guys know from previous sessions here has been a very, very strong level. And then it's up into that major retracement from yesterday that actually worked as a great resistance at 64 half and the previous daily high. And we've talked about if the previous daily high does break and we push above it, we've got the other minor and major eye levels and swings up top and retracements. And then again, if the market doesn't hold the multiple time frame bullish signal from the lows, we're looking at all those levels we talked about below that area. So hopefully that gives you an idea of what we want to be targeting and expecting to hold this morning. So I think that kind of wraps everything up here. Just remember that anything is possible, and even though we do have a pretty decent multiple time frame bullish signal from yesterday's low, doesn't mean we're going to get a 500-point rip higher or something, but it is a possibility with that signal being there. So have a great day. We'll see y'all back here. Actually, not going to be here tomorrow, but possibly see you back on Friday.